GM, everyone. Welcome back to another GC crypto episode. It's good to be back. Market is chopping around. We're live every day, guys. Craig, unfortunately, and the fam a little bit unwell overnight, so he's resting up this morning, trying to recover. So let me know in the comments if you are here. GM to everyone who is tuning in. Very much appreciate you all, guys. Live on Twitter, live on YouTube. We're going only live on these now, guys. So for the next week or two, we'll be only, and probably for the period of time, we're going to be live only on Kick. So make sure you go click follow. If you are new here, make sure you go click follow because that'll be the exclusive place to watch us live on stream. I'm just scheduling a tweet here in a second to bring some more people over. All right, should be live now. Excellent. But weekend price action, honestly, not much has happened. We saw MOG go crazy. It's given up its whole basically price action as well, which is pretty nuts to think about. But ASTER is obviously pumping as well this morning. Great to see off its 786. We'll have a look at all of those and so much more, guys, as well. But yeah, massive shout out to obviously Craig, who is carried me while I was away and carried the show while I was away. Now it's my turn to chip on in now that he's unfortunately a bit unwell. But we'll dive straight into it, guys. Obviously, massive shout out to our two channel partners. Why does it do that? I hate that it does that. Massive shout out to our two partners. Obviously, OKX, guys. If you're keen to sign up, the link is in the description down below. The safest exchange in crypto. I've got money over there. I've been trading over there as well. There's a lot of cool features on there, like self-managed super fund. They've got growth on there. So in other terms, on-chain yield. And all these sorts of things. You can check it out all on the platform as well. Sign up down below. If you do over $1,000 of volume, guys, you get $75 for free. So you can sign up. If you have any more money, guys, let me know. We can sort you out with some potentially juicy deals. The GC crypto community on Yeet is going absolutely wild. We're at 31K volume inside the first 3 days of the month. Craig and I said if we get to 100K volume by Friday, we will give away some of our own cash. It's looking pretty likely. We're 3 days in. How long till Friday? We got 5 days left. Man, oh man, it's looking pretty likely that we'll hit 6 figs, which is just amazing. So shout out to the community. Obviously, a lot of people here who tune into the show every single day. But shout out to obviously to Yeet who have partnered with us, guys. Massive shout out to them. They got a 40% airdrop dropping in the near future, and obviously we're giving away $1,000 every week as well. The new leaderboard is going to be monthly, so that's pretty epic. Pretty keen to see how that translates over time. As you can see here, we're doing pretty well, which is great to see. But yeah, massive shout out to everyone who's over here on Yeet. Amazing to see 31K volume. This week, 27 days left on this leaderboard. We will do a big giveaway at the end of the month, obviously, for that specific week as well. So yeah, amazing times, guys. But yeah, massive shout out to Yeet as well. They do have an airdrop dropping in the near future, and obviously OKX as well, guys. All right, well, we'll dive straight into the content. We obviously saw some big news overnight. ASTER pumped 20% due to CZ purchasing $2 million of tokens. Look, he put it out public. It was a public disclosure. Now, I want to show you, I'm going to talk to you about how you can front run some of these potential, well, these are what we call this is a fundamental news sort of analysis. And in terms of something fundamental happens and then price obviously responds to that as well and goes up. What you can do is actually front run this with TA, and we're going to talk about that as well. The AWS outage shows why crypto can't keep relying on centralized exchanges. That's pretty nuts when you think about it as well. But basically, for an industry that prides itself on decentralization and constantly lauds the benefits, crypto exchanges being so reliant on vulnerable centralized cloud platforms for their own infrastructure feels like hypocrisy, argues this doctor. But yeah, this is pretty crazy, guys. This is the second major outage of AWS, literally in the past 10 days is it? Which I mean, it just makes so much sense for more and more decentralized sort of aspects of crypto to really shine through. That's why Hyperliquid is just such a success, because it takes away all of this and all of these sorts of things. So I mean, it's amazing, guys. But yeah, as you can see here, they were down for several hours 4 days ago as well. As you can see, similar disruption on Amazon. But yeah, it's an interesting part because everyone always preaches about decentralization in crypto. Well, this just makes it even more compounding, right? That you want to be decentralized in this industry. So yeah, it's interesting to see. Not as serious as the other incidents. because Amazon had most services back up and running within a couple of hours. But nonetheless, it should serve as a wake up call for crypto industry to get its act together. So yeah, moving off centralized clouds to decentralized cloud infrastructure still has teething problems around latency, network coordination, scalability. So, I mean, we're still early, guys. The assets altogether are under 4 trillion. The tech is still early. So, I think arguably crypto still has a lot of upside in the many, many years to come. But if we do take a look, market is just chopping sideways. Not much is really happening at this stage. A lot of indecision amongst a range of traders out there. Some of the people I follow for a long time don't know what to do. Myself, I'm just very much choppy. Look, I'll swing trade a range based on what the market gives me, but right now I'm adverse to risk. I'm more in protection of wealth myself than probably looking to take on big risk opportunities. My thoughts are that it's clear exhaustion here, guys. It looks like we want to at least chop sideways for a bit longer. We probably could argue that we are very much at the bottom of this range, and one way or another, if we do break this, and it could be a bit more of a corrective wave of another sort of 10, 15, 20% to retest the macro support line here of total crypto market cap. So in other words, potentially this might be a corrective wave down to 3.3 trillion, 3.2 trillion. And then we actually decide, well, is the market over, or do we bounce from here one more time and push up into 2026 and do something like this and push towards the $5 trillion mark? So I don't know. It's an interesting time in crypto. Let's have a look at some other charts. So total 3, which is basically all coins except including stablecoins. So I don't really like to rely on this per se, but what we have here is potential massive what do you call this cup and handle pattern playing out. But we have broken down yet again here from here. So we have rejected from this resistance here that was the top of last cycle for altcoins. Now, the one thing I don't like about this chart is that it actually includes stablecoins in its evaluation. So there is a better chart that I use that is a better reflection of altcoins as well. But basically, if you look at this, we have rejected yet again from the previous all-time high in 2021. Quite bearish, if you ask me. And that's why altcoins have just suffered, because we haven't really seen a full altcoin season. And we're not going to, guys. We're not going to. I'm going to read a tweet that I wrote last night, because I think a lot of people are like, oh, yeah, we're going to get an altcoin season. Why? Why do you think we're going to get one? Like, it doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to get one just because crypto had one last cycle. So it's a big lesson I think a lot of people need to face as well. Guys, if you're here, GM, let me know in the comments. GM to everyone here this morning. Appreciate you guys tuning in. But yeah, if we have a look at total 3. So this is one I like to use. So this is total 3 minus stables, minus BTC, minus Ethereum. A much better reflection of how price is actually going for altcoins. And everyone always says, Green, we're going to get an altcoin season. Where? How? Where's it coming from? Have we had one? No. We obviously saw meme coins go crazy here. And even, as you can see here, meme coins went crazy, but it didn't necessarily translate to all altcoins going really well. So yeah, it's a big lesson I think a lot of people need to understand, is that we're not probably going to get an altcoin season. If your altcoins haven't pumped already, guys, they're probably not going to pump in the months to come. If they do pump, they're only going to pump probably a little bit, and then it's probably going to be the end of the cycle if we do get that next leg up. So keeping it real here with you guys, as we had for the past 2 years on this show. So drop a sub, drop a follow if you are new here. We very much appreciate it. All right, if we have a look at the rest of the market. Others is another chart I like to have a look at, actually. This is basically all crypto outside the top 10. This is, look, it has shown a bit of strength more recently this cycle, as you can see here, but still lower highs from last cycle. We failed to get up above 450 bill. Rejection, lower highs again. Rejection here more recently as well. Liquidation event, obviously. So we're still oscillating here. So there is a chance we could see a little bit of a breakup, but arguably it's probably going to be a rejection from this highs and yet another lower high, and that's probably the end of the cycle. So yeah, look, altcoins really suffering. I mean, we'll have a look at like hyperliquid and stuff as well, guys. If you have any chart requests, let me know in the comments. I'll be more than happy to check them out. I got to drink my coffee at the same time here. Hold on. And put my fan on because it's so hot. Let's stand for a bit. But basically what we're looking at here is just a clear, just not exhaustion, but just a lack of interest in actual altcoins. And I'll talk about why in a minute as well. Others dominance is another chart that you can use for altcoin strength as well. This is actually the percentage market cap dominance of all of the assets outside the top 10 as a market cap compared to all other assets. As you can see here, it's been down only since January 2022. So since the Pico top of last cycle. If anything, this chart looks the worst. We're just holding on to this low as of June this year. if we can't hold this low, then yeah, it's very much going to break down, probably break down to 4.75, if not start breaking down back towards 2%, which is just nuts when you do think about it. Now, everyone wants to know why. Why are we not getting altcoin season? Well, let's read through. I put this tweet up last night because I was lying in bed and I was like, you know what? I'm reading too many things. People are like, oh, there's gonna be an altcoins season. We're gonna have altcoins go crazy, blah, 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 blah. So I was like, you know what? Let's put this out. So CT really struggles to accept that we won't get a full-blown altcoin season this cycle. You've had Hyperliquid, literally went from $0 to $60. You've had Sui. Let's look at the Sui chart. It's gone crazy. Where's Sui? Okay, here we go. Come on, Sui. You've had the Sui chart. Okay, look at this. It went from 0.1 to $5.40. Look at this. In the space of like a year and a bit. Look at that. 5,380%. Okay, there's another example. You had Solana. Solana went from $8 to $300. You had Ethereum. Ethereum went from $800 to $5,000. That's a 5x on the second largest market cap. You had XRP. Okay, you had XRP go crazy. Look at this. So XRP in the middle of the bear cycle, even if you want to say 2020, but middle of the bear cycle here, XRP, you could have bought it for ages at about 31 cents, and it has rallied over 10x up to $3.66. Another example of where the liquidity's been. And obviously Zcash. You cannot ignore this chart. It just keeps going up. So you cannot ignore this, okay? Where is the liquidity? It's been rotational, but it's also been invested in actual utility this cycle. And if anything has driven hype to it, but hasn't actually backed it with utility, then it's dumped. And meme coins are a great example of that, okay? So you've had virtual ecosystem hit billions accumulatively. You've had millions of meme coins be worth $125 billion, guys. $125 billion. Let me just show you, okay? Just for proof. Again, fact check this with actual data. So if we come over to CoinMarketCap and we look at meme coins and we pull this bad boy up, look at this, okay? Everyone always says, Greeny, what altcoin cycle? This was your altcoin cycle. And middle of last year, $127 billion in meme coin volume at the start of, not volume, but in market cap at the start of this year. $26 billion of volume on that day, just purely in meme coins at the start of this year. That is, if I've ever seen a top signal of alts, it's this. Memes have stolen the altcoin show. So I go on about that in this post. So the bull cycle started in October 2023 when the trend shifted, when the market structure moved from bearish to bullish. Because people always say, "Oh, you can't just announce it randomly. You need to have actual data to support it." I don't know why my comments aren't coming through, guys. Anyways, GM guys, GM to Theo, GM to you, Bungle as well over on Kick. Let me just pull you over here. Maybe that's gonna be. Maybe I need to just refresh it a little bit. Oh no, there we go. Now it's live. All right, but yeah, GM guys, let me know in the comments. GM Pricey, can see you in the comments as well. For some reason, Kick might not be sending my comments through on this side. Anyways, it is what it is. But if we have a look, guys, okay, how do you know when price structure changes? Okay, if you look at total crypto market cap or Bitcoin, okay, when markets shift price action here, okay, as soon as we took out this high here, I mean, it's much better on the weekly. It's easier to see on the weekly. Now, as you can see here, we obviously had lower highs and lower lows throughout 2023, 2024, okay? And through, 2022, all the way to the middle of 2023, okay? Lower highs, lower lows. So the first sign of strength was when we started to put in a higher low. So as you can see, until this point here, we had lower lows, okay? Lower lows, all the way from the high. Okay, that's a sign of structure change. As soon as we structure change here in January. So we had this higher low. Then we started to put in higher highs on low time frames. So this is our little mini range here. We have a higher low from this low. So that's the first sign. Second sign was then when we broke out of this little mini high. Okay, so we had this high here as of August 2022. And then as you can see here, we broke above it and we started putting a newer higher high in, not only from this high, okay, but this high as well. And that shows me that structure is now in a different trend. Okay, and if we draw it really simply, okay, the trend is like this, all right? So the trend is like this, and then the trend starts to go like that. Okay, it's very simple. Very, very simple, guys. That's how it looks. But if you have a look, okay, that's the first line. And then if you want to say, when does the bull market start? Well, the bull market starts when you get out of this reaccumulation phase or this rounding bottom, okay, of a bear cycle. This is a bear cycle, okay? You have a rounding bottom form here. You have a range here, reaccumulation range, okay? And as soon as you break out of that range, you are in a bull cycle. It's as simple as that. Okay, and as you can see here, in October 2023, we broke out of this range. We took out these highs, from May 2022. That is the start of the bull cycle. All right. It's as simple as that. Someone clip that, put it on Twitter because I think a lot of people need to understand that. And if you zoom out, and if we actually have a look at the chart, and if we zoom out, okay, this is where we broke out here. October 23. Look at the chart. It's been crazy. And this is Bitcoin, the largest asset in crypto. How can you not say that we haven't been in a bull market? It's gone from 31K, even if you didn't time the bottom, okay? Even if you didn't time these lows, if you time the breakout where it broke out above this high from May 2022, it's still gone up over 3x to $127,000. It only went up 4x, guys, okay, from this level. Oh, it did go up 4x, sorry. It did go up 4x from this level, okay? It went up all the way up to here. Okay, 300% is 4x, guys. That is a bull cycle. So anyone that says a bull cycle hasn't started clearly has no idea in crypto, and you should probably unfollow them. It's as simple as that. And the same can be said about the total crypto market cap. So this is total crypto market cap. If we come and have a look and we put on my drawings, okay, have a look. Same process again, okay? As soon as you broke above this high, that is where we started this bull cycle. Total crypto. So Bitcoin actually front run the rest of the market. So Bitcoin broke out October 23. As you can see here, the first week of November was when total crypto market cap broke above its trend here as well. So same again. Okay, you have a little mini range. You start to see, okay, well, I mean, this is an interesting one too. This just shows you the dominance of Bitcoin, I suppose, this cycle as well. If you have a look here, if we get rid of this line for now, okay, we have this low, all right? We have this bit here, okay, where we had a clear low of the range. We broke below. This is deviation. So as you can see, lower lows, okay, lower highs, still in a trend. We then have a deviation below the low. We start to create this rounding bottom here on a macro time sense, and we make a higher high from this high. That's the first sign of structure change. We then backed it up with an immediate higher low here that was extremely bullish. Okay, this is a massive bull candle here. Okay, the amount of buy pressure here at whenever this was, March 2023, it's just crazy, right? Higher low from this low, next higher low, next higher low, and then we're off to the races. Okay, we had a high. We rejected from this level. So total crypto market cap. So everything outside of Bitcoin was still showing a lot of weakness, again, because it was ETF demand this cycle. All right. It was institutions that really front run this cycle. We made an all-time high before the halving. That has never happened in history. We've front run a lot this cycle. And pretty much it shows you here, Bitcoin was way stronger than total crypto market cap because Bitcoin has been adopted now as an institutional mature asset, as a government asset, as a fund asset, as a retail asset. Everybody wants to have it on their balance sheet. And it shows you literally just in the TA. I don't even need to look at anything else. I can literally look at this chart and say, well, BTC broke up here and went way fast, okay? Whereas total crypto market cap showed more bearishness at these levels and then eventually started to break up. So it's just crazy what TA can actually give you guys. And we'll talk about ASTER as well, because a lot of people are like, well, how did you know to buy it? Well, I didn't buy it, but how could you know to buy those lows with ASTER before obviously CZ announced that he bought $2 million tokens? Well, I'll show you. You can use TA to essentially give you really good risk to reward entries. But as you can see here, total crypto market cap. Again, if we zoom out, let's have a look at this. Look at this chart, guys. How are we not in a bull market since November, October 2023? It's just crazy when people say that. Okay, look at this. Hey, we've gone up. It went up 265%, $3.1 trillion. $3.1 trillion was added to the crypto market this cycle already at the peak. Okay, at the peak, sure. And even if you look right now, it's still quite a lot of money from the lows. Okay, that's not even taking the lows. Okay, it's still gone $2.5 trillion in the past couple of years to today. So again, we're in a bull cycle. No one can argue with me. I just proved it wrong. I proved everyone wrong saying that we aren't in a bull cycle. Now, ASTER, let's look at ASTER, because that's obviously the news overnight, 27% of a break. Now, how could you know that was going to break up from here? Well, you don't, right? But there is structure that you can use. There's TAA that you can apply to look for really nice setups around these sort of levels, all right? So the meme coin levels that I always love to trade R&R is around the 786 and the 886, okay? Why? Because your risk to reward is just so fantastic here. It just gives you such a good risk to reward, right? And what do I mean by risk to reward? It means like if you're buying around these levels and you're just targeting a simple swing trade back to other higher fibs and you have your stop loss here, look at this R&R. It's a 2.4 R&R, okay? So what that means is if I actually hit my profit target up here, I'm actually going to make 2.4x the R&R if I was to actually lose it to the downside of the trade. This is the sort of trade that I love to take. So unfortunately, I didn't take this. I actually was looking at this chart over the weekend, but I decided to unplug from crypto yesterday. But yeah, pretty much what you saw here. Again, you saw price respect this level way back here in October. You saw a breakout. Okay, we had no volume. I remember talking about this on stream about the lack of volume coming in here on the breakout. Okay, as you can see here, CZ hadn't spoken about it for a while, but basically if you have a breakout, okay, you want to have volume come in. You want to see an impulse of volume. Because if the volume doesn't come in or new buyers aren't stepping in, like this candle here, then it's going to show a lot of weakness, and it's not even going to get up to these levels. It's just going to break down, as you can see here, and retest these lows. Okay, it's as simple as that. And it again, I've looked at tens of thousands of charts. That is exactly how it works. Now, as you can see here, we obviously did dip below the 786. We reclaimed it. Okay, we actually set a higher low here as well. So these are the sort of signs you could probably argue that you could have moved your resistance now rather than this breakout, which was a fake out. You could have moved your resistance to here, guys. Okay, and that would have been the breakout sign that, okay, we're holding the 786 here. The R&R trade would have been look for an entry here, stop loss below this wick, okay, and targeting up here, and you would have had a really nice simple trade. Back that by volume, which we've seen because of obviously the fundamental utility. That is how you look to trade, okay? That is how you look for trades, guys, exactly like that. So if you enjoy that, drop the follow, drop the sub. Appreciate the content that we give you. Pricey says, I think Greeny is right. I think we will get one last altcoin rally from mid-November to late November or late December, a move just like last year around the same time, but not an altcoin season as we expect. I would argue it could be later. It could be actually in the new year. It could be 26 where we get the final leg up. The interesting thing is as well is BTC dominance is still holding up so well because no one is selling their Bitcoin. Okay, hardly anyone is selling their Bitcoin. What are they selling? They're selling their altcoins, right? They're selling their meme coins. They're selling their altcoins. They're selling their NFTs because they're at the end of the risk curve, and they probably won't be around in the years to come. Will Bitcoin be around? Definitely, right? So a big lesson here is BTC dominance isn't a great indicator of altcoin season either, or altcoin strength, or market strength, right? BTC dominance is just purely a representation of the amount of market cap that Bitcoin takes up. And if people are dumping altcoins and just rotating between different altcoins, different meme coins, different trends, different airdrops, different DeFi, different whatever it is, NFTs, well, then naturally this is going to probably hold up, right? Because they're not holding their backs. Unlike 2021, where we actually saw this, right, where we had a massive breakdown, it was because people sold their Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin is nowhere near where it was in terms of fundamental understanding, maturity, all those sorts of things in 2021. It is a much like wider, well-known asset that people know. Okay, well, it has outpaced inflation. It has outpaced basically every stock out there, basically every ETF out there for the past 10, 15 years. Now we got to take the long-term approach. So sure, we might set a lower high here. Okay, we might do something like this. But again, it's not going to give us a full-blown altcoin season. Okay, it's just not going to happen these times around, guys. So I want to keep it real. Trust me, I would love to see an altcoin season. I'd love to see Hype get to 100. I'd love to see Link get to 50. I'd love to see Sui get back to $5. I'd love to see Solana go to $400. You got to keep it real, okay? All these people filling your hopes and dreams with hopium, okay? It's just, it gets the views, it gets the engagement on Twitter, but it's just not real, man. It's just not real. And I think it's so important for people to understand and try and separate what's real from what's fake and engagement bait as well. Now, I don't know why, but Kick, for some reason, my comments aren't coming through. So I'm going to have to read Kick as well. But Bungle says, thoughts on what will happen to BTC and alts once the US government is back in operation? Flooded liquidity and rate cuts surely push things high. Well, you got to remember, rate cuts don't necessarily mean immediate price action or pressure on immediate price action, okay? Rate cuts just mean that there's a little bit more reprieve month to month, if not quarterly to quarterly. And it takes time for that liquidity to translate. So for example, if you have a mortgage, right, and you have a 25 basis base cut, which, I mean, America did, but Australia hasn't, then you actually have more liquidity, but it takes longer for you to actually have that liquidity. So naturally, again, like, is there enough time in this cycle for that liquidity to translate into price go up? Well, maybe in 26. That's why I would argue that this could be the longest bull cycle ever. And this will be the longest bull cycle ever if big iffy ifs, if Bitcoin can put in a new all-time high. If Bitcoin cannot put in a new all-time high, it is smack bang on the average of the low to the high, okay, from the low. All right, so if we look at the low, let's have a look at this, all right? So day range here, again, the low is here. Okay, low to the high is 1,064 days. Let's look at the low to the high from last cycle as well. Okay, and look at this timing. I think the low is this one here. Okay, to this high. All right, look at it. 1,057 days. Look at this one. Let's go back here. All right. People love data. People appreciate this. This one's going to be a little bit harder because it is a little bit harder to determine where the low is. But if we do it here, the low is this one here, 17th of August, 2015. All right. So if I pull this out and we go 17th of August, 2015 to the high. All right, so 17th of August, where are we? 17th of August, 2015, to the high. Timing again, 850 days. So in theory, guys, okay, if you look at this, we are smack bang literally above or on the average already. I mean, I could get rid of the drawing, but I won't. I can't. But like we are literally already at the longest bull cycle from the low. If you take it from the low, I mean, you could argue that the low was a couple of days, a couple of weeks later. So there you go. We're smack bang on the average of last cycle from the low to the high. That's the first thing. Okay. Then we look at halving. Okay. Halving to all-time high is around 545 days. Okay. The halving, let me pull it up. Bitcoin halvings, just to make sure I get it all right. So we have a look at the halvings. Let's have a look. Someone give me the halvings. Give me the dates. Come on. Oh, it's verifying me. So if we have a look at the halving dates, here we go. So 19th of April, 2024. Okay, so 19th of April, 2024 was down here. It's during this week. So hey, let's be generous. We'll be on the more generous side. So 19th of April, 2024. May 11th, 2020. May 11th, 2020. And then the one before that was July 9, 2016. Okay, July 9, 2016. July 11th. There we go. Okay, so we have a look again. Let's look at other data, okay, from a different perspective. How long did it take from the halving, okay, to the all-time high? Okay, 518 days. How long did it take from this high? Okay, sorry, from the halving to this high. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, it took 546 days. Oh, well, where are we now? Okay, again, let me get rid of my lines. I can always add these back in after. Okay, there we go. Let me get rid of it. Okay. Where are we right now? Hey, from the halving to the all-time high, or where we are currently, 550 units. We're smack bang right on the average, guys. So could the top be in? I would argue it could be. All right. There's this sort of data that gives you inclination. I should screenshot this so I can use this in a tweet later. Copy. Let me just put this on Twitter so I can use it later. But guys, like as you can see here, the data suggests that the top could be in. The top could be in. So that these are sort of lessons that I just want you to think about. Analytics that I and Craig will give you every show, and actual real takes that will give you information about, well, how long does it take for all these things to play out, right? So let me just clean up the chart again. We'll go back to the other one. But yeah, again, halving to all-time high, we're smack bang on the average. From the low to all-time high, we're literally on the average as well. Or if not, we're already like foregoing the average, and we're actually longer than we have seen a bull cycle from the low ever in history. So yeah, look, it's hard to argue with stats like this, guys, okay, around what has actually happened, where we currently are in the cycle, all those sorts of things. And I'm going to use this one as well because that's a good tweet as well for later. Again, people, it's not fun. It's just realism, guys. It's realistic takes. All right. So now I can get rid of it. Let's put all my lines back in. Anyways, what do you think about that? Let me know, chat. Let me know. I need to have a drink of coffee. And I can get rid of this stuff now as well. All right. But these are the sort of things that I like to think about, okay? Because at the end of the day, this is actual data. Statistics don't lie, but I mean, you can't hold yourself to just statistics as well. But basically, what you're looking at is statistics-based analysis, which is a great sort of inclination of at least maybe potentially what we could look at and what we could see. So for me right now, I would argue that, yeah, the cycle top could be in. About 40% is what Craig and I have been saying over the past couple of weeks. But 60% we still remain bullish because, yeah, there is quantitative easing. Liquidity seems to be holding up well. I mean, if you look at liquidity as well, I mean, it's steady. It's steady. There hasn't been any real growth here. Okay, it's good. It's still at like month on or year on year growth is still at 7%. Like that's good, but it's not like increasing aggressively like we would normally see in the next leg up. Like look at this from 2019 through to 21. Okay, look at this cycle. Okay, even from the lows. Okay, look at this. We had a gradual increase over time of liquidity. So what you would want to see is this really pump towards sort of 10%, 12% year on year growth. That would give us more signs that liquidity is doing well for us to push probably higher and longer into 26, into Q2 2026. So, I mean, yeah, that's some analysis, guys. I hope you appreciate that as well. Prices says we have the Clarity Act to keep an eye on as well. Well, yeah, exactly. Like there's a lot of catalysts to consider. Crypto's hitting new sort of regulation speeches, approval rates, all these sorts of things, adoption, if you want to call it that as well. So it's an interesting time. It's a very interesting time. And it's a hard time. It's a hard time to be a trader. it's a hard time to have confidence with buying something right now, but particularly if you haven't had exposure from lower, it is a hard time to do that because we don't know. Like the top could be in. The top could be in. I mean, if we have a look, this is the first negative October we have seen since 2018. And if you have a look in 2018, which was a bear market, we obviously capitulated to the downside by 36.5%. The average returns in November are the best for Bitcoin. I would say ETH is probably pretty similar. Oh no, ETH has a better no ETH in the so ETH in Q1, Q2 is much more stronger. Which is interesting. But yeah, BTC historically loves November, but I mean, who knows? Like statistics this year have really shown that you can't really just base everything on what happened in the past. We had a normally it's red in September, we had a green September. Normally it's very green in October, and we had a red October. So again, we just use this as an analysis to understand well what's actually happening in the crypto market and those sorts of things. So yeah, it's an interesting time. It's a very interesting time. I know a lot of on-chain data hasn't hit Pico top levels, but what if it doesn't anymore? What if we just like what if price just does this? Hey, what if let me just get a clean chart. What if price just does this? All right. What if price just now oscillates really as a trending asset, okay? Where we just now we consolidate, okay? And then we come up, okay, we do something like this over the next like coming years. Okay. We just it now just trends sideways and trends upwards for a long period of time. Okay. It does something like this. Okay. Like this. Okay. What if this is what Bitcoin does? And it just goes up. Like, I mean, sure, it might be more aggressive to the upside or the downside, but what if it is now an asset that does that? I mean, the other really not bearish, but at least something to keep in mind is just like this trend has been crazy. At some point, this trend is going to break. All right. At some point, this trend will break and we'll have a bit more of a corrective wave. So, is it going to come now? It could. If it doesn't, well, then sick. We probably do push back towards 125 and see what happens. Okay. So, yeah, look, it's an interesting time in the market. I'm personally pretty much stable right now because I just don't know, like, unless I see an obvious trend to take advantage of, I just don't know where the upside's really going to come from. Unless you're really swing trading all of this sort of stuff. So it's a very interesting point. BTC showing a lot of weakness still, like closing several now days in a row or several weeks in a row below 115 is quite bearish. Um, yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting market right now for sure. Previous all time high. At least we're holding that from January this year at 109. So that's at least a short term reprieve as well. Ben Cowan also gave a 40% chance. Yeah, I mean he's had wash takes for a while, so I personally don't follow him anymore. So Price says, being that none of the timeframes for the cycles are the same length, just similar, it would suggest the top could have been October 6th, especially since 2017 top was December 2022 and November, October. Yeah, well, I mean, exactly. I just gave you the data, right? I just showed you live on stream what the data is suggesting. Okay, so yeah, I mean, don't forget that data doesn't lie. Data doesn't lie. So TA doesn't lie either, and I think that's a big lesson in itself. But yeah, anyways, back to this. Altcoins, I just don't think altcoins are going to go well. I just explained this. So shifted from low lows to low highs. That's how you know a bull market starts. For goodness sakes, look at how parabolic Bitcoin has been this cycle itself. Altcoins were the speculative asset in 21. People traded and invested and speculated on hype. In 23 to 25 bull run, people could see through the BS marketing and hype and invested in actual utility-based tokens, the ones above. Okay. Sol, Sui, ETH, XRP, Zcash, Hype, all those sorts of things. Top influencers could move markets in 2021, whereas this cycle, it's been market-based trends, NFTs, memes, new chains, InfoFi, DeFi, airdrop farming, ordinals, etc. Everyone's just rotated between all of them. It's the same crowd doing all of it. I mean, I could have thrown so many more in this. You could have thrown base season. You could have thrown like prediction markets in here, blah, blah, blah. It's all the same people. It's no new liquidity. Attention, volume, and liquidity is either too concentrated on actual value or it's been rotational across the various trend-based opportunities we've had since 2023. Hence why the majority of your favorite altcoins have gone nowhere and will go nowhere this cycle. So, yeah, I mean, bold take, but it's pretty real. It's based on analysis, as I've shown you in the live stream today. And yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm going to have a drink and then we'll look at the rest of the market, guys. Chat is quiet today. Chat is quiet today. Maybe Craig brings the energy, guys. Maybe Craig's the hype man of the channel, and people enjoy chatting to us. But guys, if you're new here, drop a follow. Appreciate it. We are exclusively going live on Kick now. It just helps the content. reach, and it just drives content to one location. I think that's the important part. So yeah, it's good to be back live again with you all. My second week back home as well. Chris is commenting, no more abs, no more abs. Nah, nah, kick only. Yeah, kick only. Yeah. So yeah, basically, let's have a look at the rest of the market. Okay. Um, all right, where do we want to start? We'll go through ETH and stuff as well. We'll have a look at majors. ETH is very interesting. It's got it's very interesting level here. Where is this? So you want to see ETH hold this level. Hold on, let me just clean this up a little bit. Let's go high time frames. Monthly. You want to see ETH hold this level, okay? Basically, where it currently is a massive range. All right. So if we have a look at this range, this is a big range. I know it's high time frame stuff and all that sort of thing, but this is a massive area for ETH to hold. If it cannot hold these levels, then yeah, it probably it goes to 3.3K first. But then if it can't hold that, then yeah, it's bear cycle. Bear cycle is here, guys. So ETH, big level for ETH. I mean, there's two ways I look at it. Do I still have it? Yeah, I mean, this is the range that I've got. It's a pretty key level to hold. The first chart maybe has this. Yeah, so basically here we go. So you could argue it broke out and it's correcting right now. Let me just clear up some of these. Oh, I wanted to get rid of the 1.41 as well. Come down, retest. So, I mean, like this is, again, charts don't look too bad here just yet. They don't look too bad just yet. But if ETH can come down, retest, even 3.4K and actually show a bit of strength, and this is a bit of a bull flag kind of playing out here. We could push back towards 5K in 2026. It's gonna be in 2026. If we get that next leg up, it's got to be December, but probably December at the earliest, but definitely next year if it does push up. So that's a good thing. If you want to be around for bull cycle, then yeah, it definitely could push up higher in the time to come. But yeah, look, ETH is in a very interesting, important range at this moment in time for mine. Now, Solana has shown where will the upside be? Well, exactly. That's the question everyone wants to ask, Pricey. Everyone wants to know, well, where is the best upside? Well, the best upside is in trends. It's been in trends all cycle and it hasn't really changed, right? So prediction markets, perhaps, farming airdrop seems to be the best low-cost basis opportunity that I personally enjoy right now, that I do think could be at least give us upside for, obviously, airdrops and whatnot in the future as well. InfoFi, if you're on Twitter, this is why a social brand, a Twitter brand in crypto is just so important. I know Zeke will push to YouTube and stuff as well. So growing a brand on social media and cryptos it's going to pay dividends in the years. It already is, and it'll pay dividends in the years to come. GM Angelos, does the giveaway change to monthly? No, it is a weekly giveaway, guys, but the monthly leaderboard is up to date. So I don't know why my comments aren't coming through on Restream from Kick. I have to go to Kick stream to double check it. But no, Angelos, no. They are just they are monthly. The leaderboard is monthly to engage more people there, but no, the giveaways will still be weekly. Okay, Price says, do we wait to see if we get the daily death cross and then go long? They can often mark the bottom. Well, yeah, potentially. But I mean, even that, like moving averages and stuff are interesting as well. I mean, if you want to, I'm not going to dive into that. It's all Ben Cowan sort of stuff with the bull market support band and blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, like it's all good, well and good. But I like to look deeper than just simple indicators. Like we're just showing you. This the price action market structure is literally like the best sort of thing that I like. So we have a look at this. Obviously, Solana went crazy this cycle, but it still is struggling to get over the 0.5 range. So this is the 0.5 range here at about 192. Okay, we rejected from this level and from this rejection here. And it looks like it's lost this key level here on the monthly, at least. We've opened a new monthly as well. The weekly charts are very interesting. There's not much really happening. There's a lot, as you can see here, we have chopped sideways on these things, on these assets for a while within quite a large range. So if we do have a look at this range, we have a range here of about 20% on Solana. So it has been, I mean, if you're a scalper slash swing trader, it's not a bad market to be trading, but it's still very difficult to hold something longer term. So I much prefer usually to trade high time frames, but I have been scalping a little bit, but only on charts that I like. So like Mega ETH, I took a short. Hyperliquid, I took a short. I'm on another trader's short in GTG as well for Bitcoin. I do hold a Hyperliquid long though as well from 37 from this breakout way back here. this is the breakout. I took Hyperliquid long out. I took some profit up the top here, but I did decide to have stop loss at break even and hold all that. So yeah, look, it's very interesting. So Hyperliquid, why did I short? Well, you came into resistance here on higher time frames. If you look at this is a massive weekly level. We were quite overextended. We have momentum on the weekly to the downside here. We had 5-day momentum to the downside. We had 3-day momentum to the downside. We actually have momentum of the 3-day up. However, what I didn't like was this daily. Okay, so the daily, again, like now that you're trading on low time frames, you need to do low time frame analysis, but you need to understand the higher time frame levels. So that's why the weekly, this is a key weekly level at about 49.9, and we rejected from there. But this was a sign. This is a fantastic indicator. But basically, oversold. Not only did it have oversold, but it gave me a little short signal up the top there, as you can see. And as you can see, we were at the 85th percentile, maybe. Yeah, 85th percentile. And usually that means we're quite exhausted. Volatility expanded as well to the upside. So that means, yeah, corrective wave is usually what you see on low time frames. We had a daily FVG, as you can see here. We have now taken that out. So I could probably remove that, to be honest. We are holding the 0.5 pretty nicely here on the daily. So the daily close in about 16 minutes will be interesting. Give us a new weekly close as well. So we'll keep an eye on what's happening there. But yeah, Hyperliquid, it's probably the one that I don't mind, purely because utility is just so high. It just makes a lot of sense right now as well. Hold on, I just got a ping from one of the traders in GTG. I think he's taking. Let's have a look. I'm just going to swing trade now. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, I don't mind that trade. Hold on, I'm just going to take this trade. I like that trade. I like your thinking. Let's have a look, and let's go to my exchange and look at that one. All right. Why exchange? So yeah, the market. I mean, there's opportunities out there. There is opportunities out there. 101, 101, and we're targeting 27. Holy, that will be a printer if we get that. 102. It's a big loss, and 27, 28. Oh, that'll be a cooker. I might drop the lev on this bad boy. Market's a bit hot right now. Let's do that. Yeah. Okay, short. Confirm. And DCA, what DCA level is that? 93. It's well, okay. Cool. And I'll just add an extra layer to this long at 93. Okay. And same again. TP is back towards 50. Yeah, back towards 53. We'll put it as. This is me live trading, guys. Apologies. Usually Craig would have the show right now, and I would just sit here and do these trades myself. But here we are. Okay, cool. All right, sweet. All right, let's see how that trade goes. Shout out to GTG as well for another trade. But yeah, look, the market right now, look, gut says we need to chop longer and we need to probably go further down. And I would say my analysis supports that as well. So again, why did I take the short? Overextension here was overextended on the 12-hour as well. So you had confluence on multiple timeframes, on low timeframes. And we are, again, I have taken some profit this morning, again, at about 41.5. We are starting to reach the bottom again on the 12-day. So we might see a little bit of a relief rally and then maybe something like this potentially if the daily continues. But again, the daily could come and do a higher low and actually push back higher too. So I mean, good to take profit along the way. Again, my stop loss has been moved down to this high, I think, too, from memory, like this high here at 46 or something. Because if the market does obviously come up here, I mean, it might grab it and then dump from there too. So I mean, keep an eye on it as well. But yeah, I mean, there's so many ways to trade. I love trading so much. Like, I mean, if this is the low, then you can look at like, well, okay, we could actually pull it back up towards. Like it might pump here on the 12-hour, like in the coming day. Maybe it holds here and then it does something like this and then it rejects from here, has a lower high and actually come down and retest 42 again. So those are the sort of trades off the golden pocket you can look for as well. Where is my 6.6? Where's my 6.6? What? Excuse me? Am I in the wrong template? Where's my... Oh, I might have to create a new template, guys. For some reason, it's got rid of me 6.6. All right, I don't know. Anyways, I'll have to create a new template then. Anyways, but yeah, so that's how I like to trade is look for those shorts off those levels, which also aligns really nicely actually with this range kind of here as well. So, I mean, yeah, look, you could see it tag up here, grab the liquidity, then and dump back lower for hyper liquid. So yeah, these are sort of things that we look at in GTG every day. We trade these sorts of things. Massive shout out to the community and the traders in there. We've been consistently doing really well. We were positioned to the downside during the liquidation event, so majority of the traders in the group were in the right position. We weren't in long, so we didn't get liquidated. We were positioned in the right way, so that was great. A few members obviously got. I was asleep, so I didn't get to take advantage of it. But a few members caught the dip and bought quite a lot as well, so that's great as well. But Dini, GM to you, legend. Thanks for tuning in. Bungle says, do you guys teach how to farm airdrops in GTG? Yes, I'm still pretty new to crypto. Yeah, mate, we have a whole airdrop channel. Yes, we have a whole airdrop channel in GTG. The link is in the description, but here's the link as well to join GTG if you are keen. Here we go. There you go. So you can sign up there for whichever option you'd like. Probably the premium is the best option for you if you are new. But if you want mentoring, you can check out the VIP option. But yeah, no, we have a whole airdrop channel. We have a whole airdrop channel where, yeah, I've been dropping a lot of alpha around different strategies. What I'm doing right now in a range of different ways. I'm farming probably like 5 to 10 airdrops right now, I'd say. But yeah, anyways, the rest of the cycle, who knows? Who knows what happens here, guys? Zcash just on an absolute bender, which is just nuts. I mean, no, that's not the chart I wanted. I mean, I'm not buying a chart like this. Like it's now reaching levels where we are very overextended on the weekly. Monthly still has room though, so perhaps we do push a little bit higher. 5-day is pushing higher. 3-day pushing higher. So the top for Zcash, or at least the consolidation wave, isn't quite in just yet. Maybe in the coming weeks, we might see a bit of a top here. But I mean, I've seen crypto go absolutely nuts before. And this is a great example of something that does that. Now, Mog obviously had a massive breakout. So I don't know if some whales bought this and pumped it or something. But it had a massive breakout and then has proceeded to dump. So everyone, this is like hilarious because everyone on the timeline is like, oh yeah, moggers, like hold your bags to billions. Bro, this wouldn't happen if all the moggers on the timeline weren't taking profit or looking to scale out of their positions that they've held from the top. So yeah, interesting point. Interesting point. It broke up, had a 35% candle from memory. Yeah, 40% candle and has given it all back, which is just hilarious. This is why meme coins are just such a joke. But yeah, trade attention, guys. Trade attention and get in and get out. Virtual also had a really nice breakout as well, but is obviously still facing a lot of red as well. And we're about to have a daily close in about 11 minutes, so we might wait until that comes in. But if there's no other specific questions, guys, GM to Yana as well. Thanks for tuning in, legend. Yeah, if you're new here, drop a follow, drop a sub. But yeah, if there's no other questions, I'll quickly go through some of the other things that I'm doing in the market right now. Prediction markets is definitely one I like to look at. I'm keeping an eye. I can't use Polymarket. I need to get a VPN. Yeah, I need to. Yeah, I'm using Myriad Markets. It's good. I've been using that for a while now, so kind of keen to hopefully lock in a nice little stimmy there moving forward. Abstract, no, not really streaming over there, but also the memes over there. Just, I mean, look at this. Like, it needs to hold this level. This is the one that people talk about as the face of abstract. I would argue the fact that it's a derivative of Pengu means that Pengu is more important personally. But I mean, if you look at this chart too, like it has to hold this line or it's going to 2 million. If it can't hold the support at the 886 here, it's going to 2 million. It's going to 2 million. So yeah, I'm keeping an eye on this as a potential chart for me to be interested in for a little bit of abstract exposure. Is this going to 100 million anytime soon? Probably not. Like most meme coins, no, probably not. If you see different theses on this, personally, it's just a meme coin. It's just a meme coin. It is what it is. Rect had a breakout. Love to see it. Didn't have much volume come in though. Is now retesting this breakout. So I want to see this hold. I want to see these lows hold. I want to see the breakout hold here. But it's the same as what I showed you earlier about ASTER. If you don't have a breakout, if you have a breakout without any volume coming in, like where it really does displace the previous volume of this range here, then naturally you're not going to get a big breakout. It's going to have a little fake out and it's going to correct and do what ASTER did, either come back and retest these lows or probably go lower and retest some lower fibs as well. So big bull on these guys, on the team, on the token, on the meme, on the brand, etc. It's just, does the breakout come here or are we retesting 175 mil? And then if not, if that can't hold, are we testing 140 mil again as well? You got to remember, like this thing went crazy too. Like it went from 20 million way down here, 20 million to yeah, it's 600 billion. Oh, million, sorry, to 31x from the lows, which is pretty crazy. Now, the real question I face individually is what should I do with my budget penguin right now? More of if the cycle top is in, holding NFTs is brutal time to be alive. I think Spencer needs to come out and actually give us clarity around timing around the Moonbird because these are dumping. I got out of mine at 8.5K. Maybe yeah, last week on Thursday or Friday. It's now obviously down another 1.5K from that. So that was the right decision, at least in this point in time. My Pudgy Penguin is actually at break even. Mog ran the opening bell. Oh, so Pricey, is that why it pumped? And then it dumped. Oh, dude, the Mog community is hilarious. Okay, so that's interesting. Yeah, I mean NFTs right now. The biggest question I face is which is wild. I mean, like it just shows you NFTs are so hard to trade. I probably should have taken profit when they were at 60K when Kix came on the show. He literally sold it at the top. GG's to him. I was up. Yeah, I would have been up, which is wild to think about. I would have been up 4 ETH, but I would have been up, yeah, 40,000 US dollars. Whereas now I'm break even in US dollars, but I'm down 5 ETH on my purchase price, which is just crazy to think about, really. So it's just wild how much maybe stacking just ETH is actually a better play than NFTs a lot of the time, unless you can trade the trends. Kind of like the CryptoPunk trend that I suggested way back, buying it at 80, 90K was really good entry. They went to 250K. I mean, if I obviously didn't get scammed, I would have held my punk. I would have probably taken profit at a quarter of a million. A quarter of a million for a JPEG is just silly. We're really seeing the shift. Like what value does an NFT give a holder these days? What is the value of NFTs as IP? What is the value of holding an NFT with a business that does well? What is the value of an NFT if it only has an airdrop TG ahead? And will it then obviously price to where price deserves it to be? So it's a very interesting time. Yeah, so Pengu was there, but it didn't pump. Yeah, well, the Pengu chart. Actually, let's look at the Pengu chart. I haven't looked at the Pengu chart for a while. Where are you? Pump obviously had a correction. It is now correcting. This is what I mean. Like a lot of charts look pretty rubbish. Like volume, this is on Bybit, so let's just check. Should have decent volume. Yeah. So again, breakout of this range, but a fail to sort of capitalize on the breakout with a lack of volume coming in. Okay, the trend hasn't shifted yet on volume, so you need to see a shift in volume on a breakout. Otherwise, it does this. It rejects and then it comes back down. Okay, so is this a retest of a higher low here and a breakout higher? Yes, if volume comes in and supports that move. If it doesn't, well then yeah, this comes back towards that the 786 there on pump. Pengu lost at 666 and a 618. It's gone pocket. I had a stop loss on my bags around there at around 219. Sorry. So I know I hold a very small bag of Pengu now. Interesting time. Again, this is a bull flag playing out. Takes time to reset on the daily. We're nearly resetting here, but it's the higher time frames, guys. Like I said, look at this. We still got time. Again, this is the 3-day. Sorry, the 5-day needs to come down. Monthly, not even on there, but yeah, but the weekly has, yeah, very steep. So pressures to the downside, at least in the short to medium term on Pengu. Yeah, it's not a very nice looking candle there either. I again with abstract, I put some feedback out on Twitter. I quote tweeted Saigar's tweet the other day about streaming, gave some feedback as well. Interesting time for this ecosystem. Still very bullish on this ecosystem. They're one of the strongest IPs in crypto. But yeah, this is coming to the 786, it looks like, and that is where I will look for a decent swing entry on this, and then we'll see. Okay, well, what is like, where am I targeting? Am I targeting the 0.5 with where's my stop loss below this low? Do we get a better entry? So yeah, keep an eye on this. Stay patient. As I said, if we do get one more leg in this market, it's probably going to be December at the earliest. Okay, even if you look at this, so say we come down, do something like this. Okay, start to coil up here for a breakout. Look at the timing. It's December 22nd. So it's probably a new year. If we do see, oh no, I don't have the chart up. Apologies. So here, if we do break down, okay, and do something like this, and then we coil up towards the end of the year, it's not until January next year where we see a breakout higher on Pengu. So yeah, stay patient. Look at what price action does. Do what I just told you at the start of the show with Bitcoin, okay? come down on low time frames and look at price structure. Okay. Well, right now it's pretty clear. Okay. We're in a corrective wave. You got lower lows, you got lower highs. Okay. Until that starts to shift. So until okay, a low's in, okay, we start to round a bottom like this. Okay. Maybe then once the rounding bottom is in, once you start to see that form, or once you start to see, okay, we got a high low, now we got a high high, now we kind of oscillate, we do something like this. Okay, that's a clear structure change like that from that trend, right? So those are the sorts of signs I'm looking out for. Right now, I'm very much stabled up, probably like 80% stable. Unsure about what to do with my Pudgy Penguin at this point in time. A lot of people are, again, they rallied because a lot of people changed, or a lot of companies changed their PFPs to Pudgy Penguins. They rallied because Abstract TGE was rumored to occur in Q4 this year. Um, Abstract looks like they're going through a reform of their whole platform, which is great to see. I think that's good feedback that they're taking on board and actually making changes. But it looks like TG, well, I mean, if they're changing a lot of things, TG isn't going to happen anytime soon. So it's an interesting thing. Probably a big reason. You've got obviously the blur loans as well for Pudgy Penguins, which is, I think there's a couple hundred on there where people are underwater. So naturally, there's a lot of pressure for assets, and particularly obviously Pudgy Penguins, Penguin, all those sorts of things to maintain price at these levels. So yeah, it's an interesting time in the crypto market right now. I think it's all about exercising patience. If I was a retail participant, I mean, there's just weakness everywhere. Like, I mean, look at this chart. Like, it had a chance to break out. It broke out. No volume. I betcha. Let's have a look. Okay, volume came in, but look at the volume. It was red. So the red took the pie. And yeah, consequently, we've obviously seen AVAX fall back within the range that it's been ever since the top in 2021. Does this break out? Maybe we get another little rally back towards 30, $50, but that's it. That's it for me. All right, well, we got a daily closure in about 10 minutes time. Well, I'll stay on stream for a little bit after that. But guys, appreciate you guys tuning in while Craig is away. Seen a new follow. Tommy, shout out to you for following us on Kick. Shout out to Bungle for following us on Kick as well. Andrew followed us yesterday as well. Thanks for tuning in and following us on Kick as well. Very much appreciate your support, guys. Okay. Yeah, we'll give it a minute or two. We got 44 seconds on the daily close and the weekly close, actually. So it looks like the weekly close will be actually not too bad. 111.10.5, not too bad. Middle of this little mini range that we're currently forming. But it's the stochastic. Okay, well, where's the stochastic coming in? So we're at 114.851. Let's see where we go with this weekly close. Let's see where we go. We got 16 seconds. Let's have a look. Oh, big dump bowler over on the market that I was looking at. So 12 hours time. So 10 o'clock tonight. Okay. All right, there we go. We got a weekly close. The weekly is coming in 120. Oh my gosh. The stochastic. No, hold on. Yeah, wow. See how much that just moved up? Okay, that was 115. Now it needs to close above 120. This is why it's so important, guys, to use TA. I mean, if you're not using TA, check out GTG. Join us, where me, myself, and a bunch of other traders are currently going through the systems and all of that. Okay. But you can join us in there. But basically, yeah, dude, the pivot 120, that makes it extremely difficult now. The monthly still remains 120 as well. We are very toppy here as well. You're at the 83rd percentile. It hit the 91 percentile way back in March last year. And we've been nothing but oscillating at the extremes, at the extremities. I mean, look at the index. Like, it is very, this is what I mean. This is the longest time we've been at this extreme for a long, long time. So naturally, another reason I think the cycle could be closer to the finish than definitely towards the mid. Daily closure came in. Yeah, nothing really. We're chopped sideways all weekend. So nothing really to talk about there. But yeah, weekly FVG. Oh, look, I just want, I mean, I speak for a lot of people, I'm sure, but I want price to do something. I want price to either swing up, take some highs, like swing up, push up here, take these highs, yeah, clear short opportunity. Or we break down. We break out of this chop that we've been in now since July. Look at this. It's crazy. We've been in this chop since July. So it's been 140 days of chop in between this range of about what? 17%. Not a bad range. break below this, and yeah, we definitely start trending towards 93K, in my opinion. Obviously 100K is probably the next region to be interested in. I think that's the 236 from memory. Let's have a look. Yep, 100K is a 236, probably the area of interest for me if we do break to the downside. Um, but yeah, so weekly momentum, we don't push to 120 this week. Surely we don't. So, anyways, interesting times. Keep an eye out. Join GTG, guys. You're welcome, Pricey. Hey, guys, if you tune in, we'll answer your questions. We'd like to engage with you guys as well. But guys, if you're keen to join GTG and learn from us firsthand, the link is pinned on Kick. It's in the description on YouTube, and you can join one of the most successful and consistent crypto communities out there. We've been trading consistently now for 2.5 years. So amazing. Wolfie, GMTU legend. Mate, you're only just joining. We're about to quit. We're about to end the stream today, mate. Wolfie, where you been? Where you been? Dan Toulouse. Forgot about. Oh, yeah. Daylight savings time. So true, bro. So true. Yeah. So it's, wait, it's like 11 a.m. in Sydney and Melbourne and stuff now. Roxy, wait, guys, why are you commenting now? Where have you been the whole stream? I'm just about to wrap. Guys. Where have you been? So Dan says, I don't know, mate. Been lots of alpha later. Rail has gone good, but my big one is Cedar. It's like Link for height and all the big prediction markets. Leverage bet on those two king off. Well, that's what I mean though, Dan. Like there's only been specifics, right? It's 1 a.m. Roxy. Yeah, appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, I mean, like, there's still opportunities out there, but I mean, like, I've never even heard of those two, and I'm pretty plugged in the crypto Twitter, so like, it's like that just shows you just how lack of information is really traveling right now around all of these tokens. Is Rail on WETH? Let's have a look. So this is Rail. I mean, like, yeah, it's had a resurgence and it's pumped as of October, but I mean, it went nowhere for a long, long period of time. And it's only up. It's up. Yeah, hey, it's up 5x from the lows. Nice. It's up 5x from the lows. What was the other one? Woke up and saw your notification. Appreciate you, Roxy, for tuning in. Cedar is the other one you're talking about. I mean, there's gonna be trends. Is this the one on Hyperliquid? Because it's only a 1 milli market cap. Probably not gonna pull that up. But CZ gave exit pump today. He. Yeah, maybe he did. I don't know which Cedar is it? Is it on ETH or is it on I don't know. Because there's one on base. I assume but if you said Hyperliquid, I would assume it's on Hyperliquid. I mean, yeah, sure. Like I mean, this is good charts. Like there are charts and base season is seeming to heat up here ahead of their potential airdrop. But the rest of the market is just really interesting. I mean, this is one that I've kept on my radar as well, Tibber, which is like apparently it's associated with some of those high net individuals in what's it called? Fintech. So yeah, I mean, this is one to keep an eye on over on base as well. Base is slow moving. Virtual obviously had a breakout. We spoke about that earlier in the show, but has now kind of like corrected a little bit. Yeah, look, there's opportunities, but they're few and far between. They're not as consistent as they were last year. Like you could consistently buy and get into charts and be confident with the charts, whereas now you can't. Like I assume this is the Cedar one you're talking about. KTA was one that I previously traded as well. What's it at? Let's have a look. Oh, dude, this chart. Look, this chart. Oh, man. Yeah, clear rejection off the previous highs. See, that's what you don't like to see. This here. That's what you don't want to see. It's a rejection from the previous all-time high. So let's look at the full range of KTA. Yeah, it's way back. It's 886. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. So, yeah, I mean, interesting times. You could, I mean, there could be a breakout trade here. Can I trade this on leverage? Actually, that might be a little sneaky trade I could look at. Because base season is certainly hitting up. Is this on spot or perps? Yeah, it's spot. Damn. It is on spot only. I wonder if my other exchange has it. Let's have a look. KTA. No, they don't have it either. Damn. Okay, well, I mean, yeah, KTA could be a trade potentially. On hockey stick season. I don't know what's hockey stick season mean, Wolf. Do you mean like I don't know. I don't want to try and articulate what you mean. Just tell me what you mean. It is small. Yeah, exactly. It's small niches, Dan. Rail, a privacy count going off. Oh, exactly. I mean, Dash went pretty crazy as well. I'm not buying those tokens at those levels. Like I would much rather buy this chart, right? Whereas a clear higher lows here off the 786, you want to see volume come in now too. Like all charts, there's just no volume on chain. No new buyers stepping in, no volume on chain. Very simple R&R here where you entry would be here. You're targeting back towards the point 0.5, 0.618, and your stop loss would be below these lows. Nice 2.4 R&R. I would love to leverage swing trade that, but it's not on my exchanges, unfortunately. Cedar 160 mil partners with Pith as an oracle, and all the Tibbo whales are going into Cedar now. Well, I mean, but like, this is a chart I don't buy. I just do not buy this chart, right? I mean, if you look at the daily, it's crazy, 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 crazy. I mean, hey, I mean, if you're transacting on base, you might get their airdrop as well. Might be, hey, if you want to punt on this, go for it. I mean, liquidity, dude. Look, FTV is only 13 mil though. What's the chat though with Cedar? Market cap 156, but FTV is only 13 mil. Is that locked, like unlocked, or what? What's happening there? Oh, they look like a hockey stick. Yeah, yeah, fair, very fair. 92K CME gap to look out for. Yeah, very valid. That's not a bad level to look at. Is the launch of base token bad for Aero? Yeah, maybe. But like, I mean, well, but if you're using base, right? Is Aero a competitor, or Aero is a product on base, isn't it? I know it's Coinbase, but I mean, they might neglect it perhaps, but I mean, if you're using volume, you have like you got fees on the chain. I would assume that would be fine. I would assume it would be fine. All right, guys, cool. I'm gonna call it there. Hopefully, Craigie boy is back tomorrow. Thanks for tuning me in on this Sunday evening. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys. Drop a sub if you're new here on Twitter. I mean, not on Twitter, on YouTube. Drop a sub if you're new on Kick to support the content. Sacrifice one coffee a week, guys. One coffee a week. If you don't already, come follow us on Twitter as well. GC Crypto TV. We've been lots of engagement here. We've got plenty of clips from our streams as well. With our Yeet community is absolutely cooking. Love to see it. So yeah, if you engage with our Twitter, there might be some giveaways exclusive to people on Twitter as well. If we do reach 100K of volume this week on our Yeeter board by Friday, which we're at 31K. So I don't know. Hold on. I really need to check because no, math seems right. 6, 10, 16, 18 point. So that's 21, 23, 25. Yeah, no, okay. So we are at 31. Yeah, interesting. I mean, if we hit 100K volume, guys, by Friday, Craig and I will give away some cash of our own money as well. So massive shout out to Yeet for partnering with us. We're cooking this week, guys. So keep cooking over on Yeet. 40% of the community airdrop in future. In the future. Don't know on timeframes as well. But yeah, these guys are cooking over there. Check it out. If you're new, it is in the description on YouTube. It's also in the description on Kick. Some people do need to run a VPN to obviously trade on there as well. So do check it out. As always, please gamble responsibly. And then second, massive shout out to our partners over at OKX. We will be speaking with OKX in Sydney in literally 3 weeks' time. So Craig and I will be traveling down. Super excited for ACC, which is Australia Crypto Con. About 10,000 people are invited or get tickets to it. Should be lots of fun. The market's looking decent ahead of that event. I mean, hopefully we don't pump or dump before. I mean, actually, it would kind of be good if we dumped. Personally, I would love that. But I mean, maybe not. Maybe BTC is looking pretty good here. Let's see if it can reject from the 382 or not. But yeah, massive shout out to OKX. If you're keen to sign up, safest exchange in crypto, guys. The link is in the description for Kick, but it's also in the description for YouTube. I use this exchange. Very safe, very reliable. Has many features like self-managed super fund. It also has on-chain yield earning as well. So highly recommend checking it out. As I said, safest exchange. You get $75 for free if you trade over $1,000 of volume. If you're a bigger whale, let me know because we can sort you out with some special perks as well, like TradingView, cheaper fees on OKX, and whatever you guys would like. Guys, thanks for hanging with me. Nice stream. Good to be here. Back every day, guys. Same time, 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. So that's Brisbane time, guys. Yeah, there's daylight savings now in Australia. So if you're an Australian watcher, do be aware that it's 9 a.m. Brisbane time that we go live. And obviously it's 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think maybe Eastern Standard Time has shifted as well. I should double check that right now. What is Eastern Standard Time right now? Oh, no. So Eastern Standard Time. So it's 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time now that there's daylight savings. So Craig and I might need to update the visuals, actually. Okay, cool. So it's 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in America as well. Thanks to everyone for tuning in. And as we said, we'll see you tomorrow, guys. Appreciate you guys for hanging out with me today by myself. All right, peace. Enjoy your Monday/Sunday, wherever you are in the world. Let's hope the market holds up really nicely here. All right, see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.